Welcome knitters, welcome to Wool Hobbies vlog. I have no clue what the number should be for the English vlogs. This will also be part of the Zonnig vlogs, the 40 vlogs for Zonnig series that I'm doing at the moment, because we are in the mystery knit along, in the middle of the mystery knit along Zonnig. It started on February 22nd and it will end on Saturday, April 8th. And the Zonnig mystery knit along is a half pie shawl with lace stitches and beads. Let me introduce myself first before we dive into the projects that I have in front of me here. My name is Linda. I live in the Netherlands with my husband Rob, and we have 3 children that are all living elsewhere, spread out over the country, I would say. Lars, our oldest, is 27, Sven is 25 and Kirsi is 20. Wool Hobby is the name that you can find me with on Facebook, on Ravelry, and woolhobby.nl is the name of my web shop where I sell hand-dyed yarns, knitting notions and my patterns that I design. That's it, I think. If I forgot something, just leave it in the comments and then I will answer you. I have been extremely busy over the past couple of weeks. And being so busy with hardly any knitting time, I felt the urge to organize before the new week started. My upcoming week, my iCal is way kinder than it has been in the past few weeks. So I hope to get some knitting time in, because I really feel the urge to sit and knit and enjoy some podcasts that I totally got behind on, and hence the feeling that I needed to prepare or organize something in advance. Because of course, being a knitwear designer, I have work knitting and I have leisure knitting, so to say. And being caught up and in the middle of the Zonnig mystery knit along, I have 2 Zonnigs going myself, and I'm behind on both of them. But I do want to finish them, or I do want to knit up to the point where the knitters are at the moment, because I need to make 1 or 2 instruction videos. And it would be nice if I could just grab the actual project instead of explaining things on just a little piece of knitting. So I have my 2 Zonnigs. Let me take this off. This is the Zonnig in my settle yarn. And the beads are multicolored. This color is Quiet Sea. And this brownish color is Ollivander. And the settle yarn is my basic yarn. It's 28 micron, I think. So if you are sensitive to the itchiness of yarn, this would probably be just a little too itchy to wear on your skin. But that's okay, because I also have the Snuggle Base And oh, you hear my stitch marker? I just recorded the Dutch vlog, and in all the projects that I'm showing I placed a stitch marker so that I can track how much I work on each project, if I work on all of them. This is the snuggle base. I just grabbed some yarn and I forgot the colorways, the names, which is not really smart since it's my own yarn, but hey, I'm so sorry. I'm behind on this one too, but I hope to catch up this week for the both of them. And these two projects are, of course, work knitting, which I enjoy as much as leisure knitting. For those of you who know me, know that I always get up pretty early. We have the alarm set on 5:50, and then I get up and my husband is going for a walk for an hour or 75 minutes, and I dedicate that time to sample knitting. Because if I go to a fair, I would like to show different projects in my yarns in different color combinations. Hence the two Zonnigs, because at the end of the year I will probably do a sample sale, but for now it's nice if we can show them in our booth at fairs and stuff like that. My sample knitting got really on the back burner too, because of how busy I was. But I'm going to pick up the habit again tomorrow. And my sample knitting for the moment is my Aurora Cabin Shawl by Stephen West. These are all settle yarns, and I hand dyed them, and I decided this would look fabulous in this project. There's a stitch marker here, or a progress keeper, so that we can check if I actually manage to get some sample knitting done. That's all for the work related knitting. For the leisure knitting, I have just finished the first sock in the Big Sven Vlogger yarn colorway. For those of you who have been following me for a while, Sven, he has a YouTube channel as well. He vlogs a lot. It helps him to get through the day. He's mentally disabled, and it's always a bit difficult for him to find things that bring him joy and that he can actually do, and that he can do without the help of someone else. So he started vlogging a few years ago, and I think he nearly has 1,000 vlogs on his YouTube channel. His YouTube name is the Big Sven Vlogger, and he has a logo with yellow, black and red in it. And a few weeks ago he said, "Mum, it would be so nice if you could dye up a Big Sven Vlogger colorway." No, I'm just joking. And I thought, well, I think it's a pretty good idea. So I dyed up this yarn for him on the snuggle base, so it's really soft, and I have a PhD because I have one sock finished. The yarn is in a yarn cozy by the Dutch Wool Diva, which I bought on the last fair I went to. And when I finished the first sock this afternoon, I cast on the second one right away, and I knit 2 rounds so that it started. If I if I end up in an online meeting, or if I need to go somewhere and I don't have to drive myself, this knitting will be ready to keep me company. It's in a bag by Veronica, which I won in a swap a few years ago. I didn't show the other bags. I did for the Dutch vlog. Well, you will see them next week. My project for at home, and the project that needs my attention, is my Luna sweater. I'm knitting for my daughter. The fun is in the shoulders, as you can see. It has puffy, nice shoulders, and the sleeves are already on a stitch cord. I'm working the body, and it's a sea of stockinettes, but I'm knitting it up in Drops Sky, and this yarn is I'm not sure, we call it blown yarn in Dutch, but I don't know how you call it in English. But it's yarn that but because it's very loose, let me see if we can show a little. It's really easy to stick your needle in the thread. So I do need to pay attention to make sure that that I'm not splitting my yarn. It probably happens every once in a while, but I do need to watch my knitting every now and then, so it's still really easy, but a little more attention than nothing. I put in a stitch marker or a progress keeper so that we can see if I actually knit on this. I have one more project on the go. Well, I have many more projects on the go, but I have one more project in rotation for this week, and that is my anthology throw by Helen Stewart. And I'm knitting this in yarn that Esther, my friend, dyed for me as an advent calendar. And I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to start the 13th color. I already have it wound up. And the 14th color is in here. As soon as I have this one attached, I can wind this one and I can put the next skein in my project bag, because I have them, I kept them in the order that I got them in the advent calendar. So Helen Stewart gives an indication for where to switch colors, but I'm ignoring that. I just want to make this as big as a blanket as I can, and I want to use up all the yarn. So, but it's a lovely project. I knitted I knitted an entire colorway yesterday. We had a very busy day yesterday because we had a great get together in Haarlem with 27 or 28 knitters, I think. And yesterday evening when I got home, I took a nap. And then I was all set. Oh, great, makeup, pity. And then I was all set to watch a movie last night, which we did. We watched Night at the Museum 3. I haven't seen that one. I hadn't seen that one yet. So, but this is great TV knitting. Absolutely fabulous. You need to do something with holes every 7 rows, I think. And once the movie was finished, I had to do a knit two together yarn over row. So I did that, and now I have just 7 rows of plain knitting ready to do when I watch a podcast or when we watch television or something. So this got a stitch marker too, or a progress keeper too. Sven's sock didn't get a progress keeper, but I just showed you I cast on and knit 2 rounds, so how difficult can it be? And let's just see what happens. Let's just see what I will get done this week. I'm excited to see what happens. I think that's it for now. I am going to edit the vlog, put it online, well, plan it for midnight tonight, because that is when I release the next piece of the Zonnig pattern, and that's when I release the next of the 40 vlogs for Zonnig, which this will be a part of. But it's a little longer than the regular 40 vlogs for Zonnig. And yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to edit this and put it online for tonight. And then I hope that you will see me knitting on some of these projects this week. I also have my temperature blanket on the go, but that's like 30 minutes a day. But I am completely caught up with that. I don't want to get behind on that. I wish you happy knitting, and I hope to talk to you next time. Bye!